Nicholas Cosey. I thank God for this beautiful day. Today is such a beautiful day in the beautiful city of Charlotte, North Carolina. And I just wanted to take a few moments to encourage everyone in Facebook land. And I want to share with you a couple things about fear and how fear will always stop you from being the best that you can be in whatever it is that you're trying to achieve or whatever it is that you're trying to do with your life. And if you are ever going to reach great heights, if you are ever going to be the person that God destined and purposed for you to be, you are always going to have to look fear in the face and let fear know, I've seen too many victories to let defeat have the last word. And to illustrate to you about fear, false evidence appearing real, the enemy will always try to paint a sadder picture of your circumstances than they really are. He's such a sadist. But what you've got to understand is that we've all heard the acronym to fear, false evidence appearing real. But you've got to understand it only becomes real when you embrace it and you accept it as being real. You got to get to a place in your life where if a door gets closed in your face, if an opportunity goes away, if your job decides to lay you off, if your relationship ends, you got to get to a place in your life where you do not allow anything to stop you from becoming the best you that you can be. And there are some tests and there are some hurdles that you have to pass in life in order for you to get to your next level. Case in point, I was on the phone with my mentor, Bishop Martin Wilson, on just yesterday. And I'm at a place in my life, and I don't mind sharing this with you, but I'm at a place in my life where I'm training myself to think successfully in everything I do and say, where I'm trying to train myself where I literally get to the place where I don't even entertain the possibility of failure. And I've noticed that in order to do that, you must grab whatever you are afraid of by the horns and refuse to live in fear, refuse to live in doubt, refuse to live in any negative environment that is not conducive to what God is doing in your life. And so I'm just in a place where I'm training my mind to always think success. And yesterday I was on the phone with my mentor, Bishop Martin Wilson, and we were on the phone talking, and I had headphones on. And my wife will tell you when I talk to somebody, I can't sit still. I just be walking back and forth because that's how I think the best when I walk. So I'm just walking and talking, not paying attention to my surroundings. And I turned around and looked, and it was a huge pit bull running right at me. Now keep in mind that one of the things I'm working on is the ability to not be afraid. And I see this pit bull running at me full speed ahead. Now keep in mind, when I was 5 years old, I got bit by a dog so severely that I had an extended stay in the hospital for months, had a whole bunch of stitches that caused me in times past to be scared of every single dog I saw. Dogs behind fences, poodles, I didn't care. I was afraid of dogs. And so I turn around, I'm talking on the phone with my mentor, Bishop Martin Wilson, and this pit bull is running at me full speed ahead. And my first reaction, because I had these earphones on and I didn't have any prior knowledge that this dog was running at me, so as soon as I turn around, he's running at me. And the dog just has this look on his face like, I'm gonna get you. So my first reaction was, run. And so I started to run, and then I said, no, forget that, I ain't running. Whatever happened, just gonna happen. Because if I run, I'm giving this dog a reason to chase me. And I know a little bit about dogs now. I know that dogs can sniff fear. So I immediately made a decision, I'm not running. Let me put a pin right there. You got to make up in your mind that whatever is coming against you, whatever obstacles you have to face, you got to make a conscious decision that you ain't running no more. Whatever happens, happens. It is what it is. I'm going to face this situation, and if I get hurt, I get hurt, but I'm not running no more. So I didn't run from the dog, and I immediately lost whatever fear I had in the moment, because I really feel that the only reason I was afraid because I didn't know it was getting ready to happen. So I lost my fear. I stood there and braced myself for whatever was going to happen. And to my surprise, because I wasn't afraid, the dog stopped charging me. And before I know it, the owner came darting around the corner, chasing after his dog, and got his dog. And that's what I want to share with somebody here today real quickly. There are some tests in your life that if you want to get to your next level, if you want the blessings and promotion that God has for your life, there are some tests that you must pass. And you have got to learn to overcome your fear of being alone, your fear of being rejected, your fear of people's opinions. Sometimes you have to lose your fear and say it is what it is. But this is what I want to do with my life. This is what I believe that God is calling me to do. And regardless of what people say, or regardless of the fear that's down on the inside of me, I know that God has not given me the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and a sound mind. And that's what I want to share with you today. Whatever God is telling you to do, stop running from it. Stop being afraid of it and run to it. Because as soon as you embrace what God really has for you, you will understand that all of the things that God has waiting on you was on the other side of the things that you were afraid of. So today, I encourage everyone listening to not just have an awesome day, to not just have a fantastic day, but have a day that is fearless. Become everything that God says you can be. Get rid of the chatter monkeys that always told you that you would never amount to anything, and be everything that God says you are. For the Bible declares that you are the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. You be encouraged. You keep moving forward. Your best days are in front of you. They're not behind you. Be blessed. This is Pastor Nicholas Cosey.